Everybody, welcome back to Spitballin Cards. With me, Jeff, is Phil, and Chris, baseball card addict on the bottom. Today, we're going to talk about Topps Chrome Sapphire, which the pre-order came out this week. And guys, this product is coming out at $479 a box. So we're going to talk a little bit about the checklist, what's going to happen with Topps Chrome as a product line, if Sapphire is still the top of the heap. Let's go. Phil, what do you think? $480. What's your first impression when you hear that price?
I think Topps often tries to price stuff out at like 5% under what they believe will be market value, which is impossible to predict with accuracy. So sometimes the prices are a little too low based on where they end up. And some of that could also be just like dealers trying to make their margin on top, right? They're like, well, I bought it at X. They don't buy it at that same pre-release price, but they buy it at an elevated price. If the pre-release is more than the pre-release was last year, the cost for dealers and direct accounts is going to be a little bit higher as well. So it creates like a cascading effect of just higher prices by the time that the product's in like most people's hands, and then it's more accessible to the masses, and then secondary market is figured out. But sometimes it works in the opposite direction where they guess, and then it ends up going down a little bit. So this is the release for Montgomery Club members, and presumably it'll be the same price when it gets released. Is it going to be tomorrow? So we're recording this on Monday. Tomorrow, or is it going to be later this week, or maybe a week after? How does that work?
I think later this week, Phil. They said the pre-sale is extended through Wednesday the 6th for Montgomery Club. So
okay. Yeah, I guess some people had issues ordering it or accessing the link, or maybe it just didn't sell well enough. But this is like one of the top products that you look forward to as a Montgomery Club member. So you would think that those members would be scooping this up and picking up their one. Many try to flip it. A lot of the folks that are in the Montgomery Club also joined the club like 5 or 6 years ago when these boxes were closer to like $150.
Yep.
So the difference, big jump in pricing with secondary market values starting last year. And that's because of, first of all, 2024 was a really solid year. And all of the stuff went up. Like even Cosmic Chrome is at this point close to double the release day prices, which were like $350, $375. Cosmic is now going for like $650, which is ridiculous given that what you get isn't that impressive. If you open one of those things, that's 2024. Now this year, slightly different story. But what you have to remember is there is one guaranteed rookie autograph, which is new as of 2024. So that's why you see Topps Chrome Update Sapphire from last year being even higher than Topps Chrome Sapphire. That's like a $900 product, and even stronger in my opinion. The checklist from an autograph standpoint also is pretty small, but it does get, I think it is growing. So the first year where they introduced like the guaranteed rookie autograph, that you get at least one of those, the autograph checklist was like 30 names. I think that might have been 2023 Topps Chrome Sapphire update. Now it's going to be closer to, it was hard for me to count because I'm a jackass, but I think you're looking at about 40 names in the autograph checklist this time.
For the
and the checklist isn't as great. So the top guys being James Wood, Nick Kurtz, and Jacob Wilson. Matt Shaw's in there too, Roki Sasaki, Cam Smith, Christian
Schwellenbach is in there as well.
Schwellenbach, Roki Sasaki. So you've got other like names too, but I think this one's a little tough. It wouldn't surprise me if this one goes up to like $650 a few weeks after release, but I don't think it's going to jump to $800 right away. I don't think that's possible. Again, 2024 was just a superior class. I wouldn't be buying multiples at $5 or $480, whatever the price is, plus tax, unless you're a breaker and you really need the product or something. Then maybe, but even then, like don't go nuts. Like don't go too crazy with this product at that price.
Phil, I just wanted to say there's a Montgomery Club thread on Blowout forums, and it's always good to read that when they drop a new product or pre-order product. And it was pretty divisive today in terms of people saying this is an easy one to skip, I'm not buying it, and other people saying, well, why would you be in the Montgomery Club if you're not going to buy this one of the best products? Immediately they were up on eBay, pre-orders, confirmed pre-orders, people trying to sell it for $900, $1,000. That dropped already. And in fact, I was following one and got an offer for $640, that they were selling it for $640 pre-order. So by the time you get this after taxes and all the shipping, it's not a huge turnaround, even if you could make that, and not a huge profit if you could make that. One other thing I wanted to say, one change they made was they dropped the checklist from 700 down to 300. So it makes it a little more likely that you might be able to get the players you want.
Like, that is a massive change. Sapphire used to be like it seemed like a parallel of Topps. Like, it was Series 1 and Series 2. Everyone got a Sapphire card. Now it seems like it's a parallel of Topps Chrome.
Yes, that's what they're going toward. And it was smaller. The checklist was smaller than ballooned. And just like Phil said, they had added the guaranteed rookie auto. They had that initially too back in 2019, 2020, and then they took it away for a few years and brought it back. So it's really been inconsistent. One selling point is they do have these Sapphire Selections autos, which are some pretty big name players on here, like Brooks Lee and Jace Young. No, but you got an Ohtani here. You got Bobby Witt. So they have these. I'm guessing that the number of autos that some of these players sign are very different than the others.
Yes, I would guess that as well. I did notice also last year in Topps Chrome there were 10 image variations, and those were all different than the shots that we got in Topps Chrome. Some slightly different, some very different. But on the checklist here, Jeff, if you wouldn't mind scrolling up there, we're getting all 50 image variations in Topps Chrome Sapphire. So I don't know. My guess would be they're the exact same, that it's the exact same 50 players as we got image variations for in Topps Chrome. I mean, do we think that these are actually going to be different images, or are they the exact same cards but just with a Sapphire look to them? That seems more likely, but we'll have to wait until Phil.
Are you saying it is the same list of names, Chris?
Yeah.
Or you? No. Okay.
Same 50. Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
50.
So we can get even deeper parallels of Connor Norby's image variation for you Florida Marlins fans, Miami Marlins fans.
Yeah. Well, the actual release date is the end of August, so we won't know until these start hitting the shelves. August 27th, I believe, is when these ship.
So that's interesting about the checklist size with the base cards. I wonder if they reduce the print run on this product and maybe cut production by like 25%. It's possible. So with the introduction of not only are there autographs in this product, but they're on card now. Mm-hmm. That's a trend that started, I think, in 2024 with regular Topps Chrome Sapphire. They're also going to be numbered to 199 at the most, I believe, if they keep it going the way that they've been doing it, right? So it's like a standard blue sapphire color, and those are numbered to 199, and then you've got the greens and the other colors as well. So if they made a change to production and they cut it, then with a roughly similar autograph checklist size versus last year, you'd be looking at autographs like not even numbered to 199 for all players to make that math work. So I tend to think they kept the print runs, the production constant, and now you're going to have print run of base doubling because the checklist is half the size or close to half the size, right? Which I think is a slight positive because there's a better chance you'll hit a good player, I guess, if they keep production constant. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to have like a ton of conviction with like, this is a great buy or this is a horrible buy, because you just never know how things will work out. The market's going to market.
If you're buying to open, it seems like it's going to be really hard to make your money back, because even looking at that list of rookie autos, how many of those are going to get your $500 back?
Yeah, I mean, people are still ripping Topps Chrome like for all these same names. So I don't know. I've long not really understood the point of Sapphire other than to make Topps Chrome less desirable. But I don't know. This doesn't. I'm obviously not ripping this, so I'm not the target demographic. But it just seems like a strange.
We're getting dangerously close to $20 a card out of this pack. Which
is it the same number of cards in this box as there were in last year's box, Phil?
It should be 32 again, right? 8 packs, 4 cards each. They really shouldn't change that. The box is already super.
4 cards per pack, 8 packs per box.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Yep, 32.
Yeah.
So there's a much better chance that you'll hit a meaningful Nick Kurtz card here versus regular Topps Chrome, which he's not even in the regular checklist, just the autograph checklist with 150 other guys. So better chance for Nick Kurtz collectors. But with James Wood, he's mired right now in like a horrible slump where he's been striking out in roughly 40% of his at-bats with a very, very bad batting average of around 100. And it kind of, and also going to the National last week, not sure when this video is posted, but at the National, the Topps Chrome is one of the main products in the whole Rapper Redemption program from Topps. And what I noticed was those weren't selling out. The hobby boxes weren't selling out. Most years, it would be tough to find those. They were priced pretty high. Sure, you could find them on eBay for $40 cheaper, but usually it wouldn't matter. In the past, those would sell out anyways, and people would just, make up the difference with the silver packs. But they weren't super popular because I brought some of my own thinking like, ooh, maybe I can sell these to people if they're sold out, or I can wait in that silver pack redemption line because now I can actually be comfortable having 12 hobby boxes in my backpack because it's like 17% less cards versus last year. So it's a lighter, but no dice there. It seems like there's been a pretty tepid, lukewarm response with regular Topps Chrome. So that's something that, it's tied to the value of Topps Chrome Sapphire too. Those they're not going to sell one for one, obviously, but they're somewhat correlated, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, what do you think about Topps Chrome and the dilution of Topps Chrome with all of these products?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, my opinion is going to be largely negative. There's just way too much Topps Chrome out there across both other versions and just Topps Chrome itself. At our Spitball meetup, which I know can vary or can dangerously seem like something of an echo chamber, but I would say at least 10 people at that meetup alone, they wanted to ask me what I thought about the SPs and the SSPs in Topps Chrome because they thought they were all like really boring. And quite a few people that night and on the show floor that came up to say hello to me, which I always appreciate. So please, if you ever see Jeff or I at a show, or Phil, please say hi. 6 people at the show specifically complained to me about this card as though I was responsible for this in some way. This card is
that took a turn, Chris. I thought you were going to say 6 people came up to you and said, you should be the image czar that we've been talking about for Topps and Topps Chrome. But apparently maybe they already think you are. And
I don't know. They're like, you're the image guy. Like, why the hell is this on a card? And I'm like, what? I didn't put it there. Like, this isn't like, I understand. Like, and they're not upset he's on the Red Sox. Obviously, he was going to be on the Red Sox. But I mean, this is like arguably one of the 10 worst cards I've seen in a long time. This is a professional athlete who looks like he's rocking a comfortable B cup and his mouth is full of God knows what. It's just terrible. Like, this is just a horrific card. And stuff like this, it sends me into a rage. Like, this is supposed to be a special version of Devers' card, and it's a million times worse than his regular card. And so I did enjoy people coming up to me and saying, like, did you see it? Like, why is it so terrible? But yeah, I heard that a lot about a lot of the variations. A few guys who are also Freddie Freeman fans were like, dude, that's 2 sets down. The golden mirror is great with the trophy. I have no complaints. He's like, but now we're 2 sets in and we don't have Freeman holding the bat up yet. So it just feels like Acuna with second base all over again. We may never get it. And that would be a shame. All right,
I have a feeling that if it wasn't for those gold logo men chases in the product, it would already be at $200 at pre-sale prices. So, and that's like a roughly 20% decrease versus today's prices. I think a lot of people are chasing those things. So,
oh yeah,
good thinking, Topps, for including that. Because it's preventing you from losing your shirt completely on this product.
Yeah. Seriously. And I'm glad they got Kurtz autos in there. That's at this point, he is by far, the most exciting auto. Poor James Wood. You can go back. I looked this up. We posted our Spitballin video. It was like a thumbnail is like "We love Wood," which is a very clever double entendre. Real thinking man's thumbnail. And it's like all of us as lumberjacks. And I want to say it was like the first week of July. And you can go back to like that video hitting. James Wood hasn't homered since then. Like Phil said, his strikeout percentage is like 40%. I think we wrecked him, hopefully just temporarily, but surely that slump coinciding with the release of the Chrome product that has his rookies in it is not great timing.
Yeah, I think Phil's onto something there, and maybe they knew. I don't know. I guess I'd be giving them too much credit to know that the product would not be great. But by adding those chase cards in, I think they saw what happened with Chrome Update and adding the debut patches and thought if we could have something similar but different, a high-end card in this more accessible product, then we can keep the price bumped up. So Phil, what is the price now, like versus when it came out? Is it holding pretty steady to where the release price was?
Well, release price was higher than it is now. Pre-release was $200. Release day was like, you could have got it on Topps.com for I think like $240, or Fanatics for around $240, $250 plus tax. But some people were paying like $260 to $280. There was a sealed case premium, which was a little weird already, which maybe shows that like a lot of breakers are buying the product. Now I think it's down. Actually, let's check. So you've got some sitting on eBay at like $255 plus shipping.
Oof.
And again, so these are at the National for between $300 to $325. I think after the first day, they lowered them wisely. They were still not selling out though. About $250 on eBay right now for hobby boxes and around $500 for jumbos. So slowly creeping back to those pre-order price. It's not a good sign when you see it dip this much. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's early in the game. And usually a month after release, there's even less hype on the product. To what you're saying, Jeff, like they don't want this product to be completely overshadowed by Topps Chrome Update, which is going to have the base non-autograph of Nick Kurtz. I know they don't know these things in advance, but they're hedging, right? They want this to be one of the top selling products in addition to Topps Chrome Update, not for Topps Chrome Update to be the only one that people want to open, which in some years can be the case.
Interesting. Well, I'll be interested to see what they do with the Topps Chrome line going forward. It seems like they're trying to steady the ship a little bit in terms of not adding too many more Topps Chrome titles to that, but I don't know if it's already too watered down. We're
running out of words, Jeff.
Yeah. Yes.
They've got to justify the prices of the other sports too when they come with licensed. So if they release Topps Chrome Baseball at like $175, which is where a lot of people thought it should be priced for a mid-range product, given what you get is pretty bad from the product. Median, mean, mode, whatever average you use, it sucks for your return on investment. So knowing
that's a great point. Basketball starts in October. Basketball, they get the license in October. So they couldn't justify that if they're going to be dropping basketball at $400 for Topps Chrome hobby.
At least, yeah, of course, yep.
So interesting. Wow. All right. Any final thoughts on Topps Chrome, Chris?
Is that like the estimates you guys are seeing or hearing that Topps Chrome basketball would hit it for? Like I have no idea.
I was just throwing it out based on the prices that we see for Panini sell their mainline product set. They're much more expensive, usually 2 to 3x the baseball main flagship products. Phil would know better than me, but I think it's going to be a lot.
Yep. Yeah, football even more. Football might be the big increase. It'll depend a lot on the draft class each year, but
yeah, and then
there won't be good luck if it's 3x.
Yeah, they're going to want to bring baseball up to those prices rather than bring those ones down. Obviously, running a business and such. Any final thoughts, Chris?
No. Look, if you want a Sapphire card, just go buy it. That's what I would say.
We talked about finding that Nick Kurtz card. Go buy it instead of looking for it in the box, maybe.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to get it in a box. And if you happen to be a Red Sox fan and you know who, oh God, I just had it. What is the name of this Red Sox guy? Mickey Gasper. if Mickey Gasper is your deep PC, you can clearly afford his rookie autos for less than the cost of a box. And if you know who Mickey Gasper is, please leave in the comments for Phil, because he has no clue and he's a Red Sox fan. Come on, Phil.
Yeah, they needed to have Red Sox on there, right? It's for breaking purposes. And who else are they going to put on? One of their top prospects, rookies? No. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. Let us know if you're planning on buying any of this Topps Chrome Sapphire, either to rip or flip. We'll see what happens at the end of the month. And thank you to everybody who's joined our Spitballin Cards Patreon. We have a lot of content up there, and we're releasing a new video every week. This week's video is about some intrigue at the National, so please check it out. Thank you to all of those who have joined already. And before we go, we wanted to highlight a recent pickup from one of our patrons, Chris.
Yeah, one of my favorite. We have some community chats on the Patreon, and the best one by far. We have one about gym habits, but also we talk about people's pickups, cards that they've bought recently they're excited about. And we love seeing what other people get. And obviously we share some of our own in there as well. But we're going to call this the Spitballin Patreon Pickup of the Week. It's a lot of P's in there, so it's fun to say. This one comes from Mr. Ju Lee, who got this double auto from the Topps 3 times MVP set.
Yeah.
He got a box. He got a redemption for this Shohei Ohtani, Mike Schmidt duel. And it finally came in, and he was very excited to share it with us. I didn't really know much about that set, Jeff and Phil, when they first announced it. I didn't really necessarily, I wasn't crazy about it, but I kind of regret maybe not getting a box, because some of these dual autos are combinations that I've never seen anywhere else.
Yeah, and you're probably not going to. Not teammates, not from the same era, but what they have in common, the 3-time MVP. Love the shot of Schmidt and the baby blue Phillies as well.
Yeah, and I know that they've gotten some heat. We've complained before about sometimes these dual autos, like the guys are facing oddly, but here they've oriented both batters in the perfect way. This card looks great. Love those baby blues. And yeah, right now there's 6 MVPs on this card. Probably going to be more, before the 2020s are over. But this is pretty cool. I believe he said it's numbered at a 10. But
nice pickup. Yeah, it looks like I could see the number in the corner there.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And anybody else who joins the Patreon can feel free to put their pickups up. We love looking at cards. So thanks again, everybody. And we'll talk to you soon.